This is the main view of the HR Assistant. When employees log in, they land here. In the HR Admin panel, we can adjust the view based on employee type: hourly, salaried, management, supervisor, or HR admin. This controls what each user sees and can access. Asking questions. Employees ask questions using the input field at the bottom, and the system returns an answer. For example, how many vacation days do I get? The answer appears immediately. This pulls directly from the company's employee handbooks and policy documents, all hard-coded into the system. Another example, what's the sick leave policy? The relevant policy displays right away. You can close the answer panel if you need more room, or start a new question. This is where most employees will spend their time. Policy library. Next is the policy library. This outlines every company policy in one place. Click on any policy to open it. You can also filter by category. For example, if you only want to see payroll policies and not health and safety, we can add or remove categories as needed. Everything here is pulled directly from the company's HR policies and benefits documentation, including the life benefits package. Forms. Now we move to forms. Here's the punch card reconciliation form. It displays the employee's information, department, and punch details. They complete the form and submit it. This one routes to the designated approver. You can also download it as a PDF. Other forms include address change and appointment with HR requests. You'll notice this form is labeled Manager. If an hourly employee were logged in, they wouldn't see this option. It's role restricted. Under Management Tools, we have the onboarding checklist. Enter the new hire's information and the system generates a complete onboarding checklist. There's also the Progressive Discipline Policy application, which walks managers through each step of the process. Escalation logs. One of the most important features is the escalation logs. This is where escalated issues land. When an employee escalates something, it instantly appears here and sends an email notification to the designated recipients, currently set to Marion and myself during the MVP phase. I recently added the ability to attach notes to each escalation, which wasn't in the original scope. Users can also update the status, resolved, pending, and so on. This creates immediate visibility whenever an issue is escalated. I'll show you where employees initiate escalations in a moment. Knowledge gaps. Next is knowledge gaps. If an employee asks a question and the HR assistant can't find the answer within the loaded policies, the system flags it and logs it here. We don't have any knowledge gaps recorded right now, but this gives HR visibility into what information might be missing from their documentation. HR dashboard. This is the main HR dashboard. From here, administrators can see escalations, knowledge gaps, and overall system activity at a glance. Release notes. I include a release notes tab in everything I build. This documents what's been completed, shows recommendations for future development, and tracks additional enhancements made since the initial delivery. User management allows administrators to add employees and designate whether they're salaried or hourly, which determines their view and access level. Below that is escalation recipients. This is where you configure who receives escalation notifications and set the email urgency level for alerts. These are the instructions for the IT team to connect the system to the Azure environment. Quick reference. I also built in a quick reference section that explains how the progressive discipline process works, helpful for managers who need a fast refresher. To recap the navigation, HR rules, escalations, HR dashboard, knowledge gaps, escalation logs, management tools, HR forms, policy library, and the HR assistant. You can collapse the sidebar for a cleaner view. This system is designed primarily for employees so they can get answers instantly without constantly asking HR the same questions. When resolving escalations or knowledge gaps, the required fields must be completed before closing the item. That's the HR Assistant, a complete solution for policy access, forms, escalation tracking, and employee self-service.